close your eyes and think about the last nightmare you had. Remember the feeling of dread, the heart pounding in your chest, the cold sweat on your skin. Hi everyone, my name is Erica, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, here is another hidden dark logic. But this is about your dreams. Some people call it nightmares. Nightmares. They feel like random monsters of the night. But what if I told you they aren't meaningless at all? Behind the fear, there is a hidden logic. A nightmare is your mind's way of protecting you, warning you, and sometimes teaching you. Think about it this way. Even in your dreams, your brain is working hard to keep you safe. It's processing emotions, solving problems, even planning for the future. And it does all this while you sleep with your mouth open, drool dripping down your chin. Doesn't sound very protective, does it? Well, that's where nightmares come in. They're like little mental workouts that help your brain stay sharp and ready for anything. So next time you wake up from a nightmare, instead of cursing your bad luck, take a moment to appreciate your brain's hard work. After all, it's just trying to keep you alive and well-adjusted. In today's fast-paced world, stress seems to be everywhere. Deadlines loom, bills pile up, and social pressures mount. It's enough to make anyone's head spin. But did you know that these stressful moments can manifest themselves in our dreams as nightmares? Yup, those terrifying visions that leave us sweating and gasping for breath in the middle of the night. But why do we experience them? According to experts, nightmares are our brain's way of dealing with emotional baggage, all those unresolved feelings of anxiety, fear, or grief that we shove aside during the day bubble up in our dreams and transform into scary scenarios. It's like our brain's version of therapy. It brings up all the stuff we've been ignoring and forces us to confront it, whether we like it or not. But don't worry, this isn't some Freudian slip. Our brains aren't out to get us. They're just trying to help us process all the crazy emotions we throw their way. So next time you wake up from a nightmare, take a deep breath, relax, and try to figure out what your brain is trying to tell you. Maybe you've been holding on to some unresolved feelings that need to be addressed. Who knows? You might even learn something about yourself in the process. Nightmares, those unsettling dreams that leave us shaken and confused. Why do we have them? What do they mean? And how can we stop them from haunting our sleep? Well, one theory suggests that nightmares are our brain's way of keeping us on our toes, of training us to be more aware and alert in our waking lives. This may seem counterintuitive. After all, who wants to be constantly on edge? But our ancestors evolved in a world full of dangers, from predators to natural disasters. And those who were more attuned to potential threats were more likely to survive and pass on their genes. So, in a way, nightmares are like a survival mechanism. They help us prepare for potential dangers by putting our brains through a sort of mental workout. Of course, we don't live in the same world as our ancestors did. We don't need to be constantly on the lookout for a saber-toothed tiger. But this instinct to be prepared is still hardwired into us, and it manifests itself in our dreams as a healthy dose of fear and uncertainty. So instead of seeing nightmares as a nuisance, maybe we can view them as a reminder to stay sharp, to pay attention to our surroundings, and to be ready for whatever life throws our way. After all, wouldn't you rather be safe than sorry? Now, let's talk about those pesky nightmares that seem to follow us around like a bad smell. You know, the ones that keep you up at night tossing and turning until the sun starts to peek in your window? Well, it turns out that these unwanted dream guests are often brought to us by unresolved emotions. Yep, those feelings we try to bury during the day, they come back to haunt us in our sleep. Maybe you've been holding on to some anger or resentment. Or perhaps you've been struggling with a deep sadness or grief. Whatever it is, our brains have a funny way of dealing with these emotions. It's like that box in the attic that you keep shoving stuff into until it's overflowing. Eventually, the lid comes off, and everything comes tumbling down. And in our dreams, that box is represented by a monster, a symbol of the chaos that's brewing beneath the surface. So if you find yourself facing the same nightmare over and over again, it might be time to unpack that emotional attic and deal with those unresolved feelings once and for all. But here's the good news. By confronting these emotions, you can put those nightmares to rest and finally get a good night's sleep. Are you tired of feeling stressed out all the time? Do you find yourself constantly worrying about what's to come next? Well, nightmares might be your body's way of saying chill out. That's right. Nightmares are often your brain's way of releasing pent-up stress. Think of them as your body's way of letting off steam. Just like a pressure cooker, If the stress keeps building up, eventually it's gonna blow. And in your case, that means waking up in the middle of the night, drenched in sweat and completely freaked out. But having a good cry in your sleep isn't exactly convenient or comfortable. So instead of letting your stress levels reach that boiling point, try to find healthy ways to release that tension during the day. Take a yoga class, go for a run, or simply take some time to meditate and relax. By finding healthy outlets for your stress, you can prevent it from manifesting itself as uncomfortable nightmares and finally start getting the peaceful sleep you deserve. Sweet dreams. Remember that recurring nightmare you've been having lately? The one where you're always late, running frantically through a crowded airport and just missing your flight, only to plummet out of the sky and fall to your doom. Yeah, that one. It turns out that this seemingly random scenario is actually your brain's way of connecting past experiences to present worries. In other words, your brain is trying to tell you something. It's using the language of dreams to express its concerns, drawing upon memories and emotions that are relevant to your current state of mind. For example, if you've recently experienced a major change in your life, such as a new job or a move to a new city, your brain may use familiar symbols and scenarios in dreams to help you process these emotions. That recurring nightmare about missing your flight could be your brain's way of expressing your fear of missing out on opportunities or your worry about being unprepared. By paying attention to the messages your brain is sending you in your dreams, you can gain insight into your own emotions and better understand what's going on in your waking life. So next time you wake up from a strange or unsettling dream, take some time to reflect on what might be causing it. You might be surprised at what you discover about yourself. Nightmares. Those creepy, crawly dreams that make you want to pull the covers over your head and never come out. What if I told you that actually secret messengers trying to deliver important messages to you? That's right. Every nightmare has a hidden meaning, and understanding them can change your life for the better. For example, let's say you're having nightmares about being chased by a shadowy figure. At first glance, it might seem like a random, meaningless horror show, but dig a little deeper and you may realize that you've been feeling anxious or stressed about something in your waking life. Maybe it's a big project at work, a strained relationship, or a health concern. Your subconscious mind is using this nightmare to bring your attention to these issues so you can address them. Or perhaps you're avoiding an important decision and your nightmares are a gentle nudge to get you moving. By paying attention to the messages your nightmares are trying to convey, you can gain valuable insight into your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. So instead of seeing nightmares as scary, spooky fun, try to view them as helpful guides that can lead you to a better, brighter future. Who knows? You might just unlock the secrets to your success and happiness by paying attention to those late-night fright fests. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below and let us know what you think. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe either. We've got plenty more videos like this one on the way. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.